Okay, so here we are. We've started cutting the drywall, getting it fit in. We have cement board up on the top. We're going to put a piece of drywall over on this side, and the reason for that is because we're using 1/2 inch green board to mate with the drywall that's here. We're going to have to mate it up here and do a flange drywall tape project. On this side, to reduce the amount of taping and skimming, we did Hardiebacker and flipped it backwards so the smooth side's on the outside, and we're going over the flange with the cement board to reduce the amount of tape, because the tape is where it's going to fail when you're joining two different sub-materials together. So going from a fiberglass or acrylic to a drywall or cement board, you got two different materials, so the adhesion properties are completely different. So that'll be the weakest point, but we're going to use a little trick I learned up there to help secure that in place better. Same thing on this side. We furred out these studs quite a bit so that we're going to have cement board overhang here, and it's going to go out to the edge here, which is the 1/2 inch green board that we're going to place, and then we're putting in furring strips between the flange and the green board to allow a cement board over this flange all the way down. And the reason I'm doing cement board here, as narrow as that is because the cement board is going to have better waterproofing capabilities. But with this being such a shallow corner, we're actually going to use the same trick, even though we're using cement board here, that we're going to use up here. And that's going to be to use some curdy band with thin set to waterproof this whole corner here. So your curdy band's about 5 inches wide. Okay, so this is about, let's call it 2.5, and it's going to wrap around, and we're going to thin set and then do our setting joint compound on top of that, and we're going to do the same thing over here. So that's the little trick I was telling you about. And then we're going to use curdy band on this seam here as well to prevent any moisture from getting inside this crack. Simple joint compound's not going to be waterproof enough to make that seam solid. Over here though, we are going to use regular joint compound because it's far enough away from the moisture that we don't have to worry about it. And as far as the corners are concerned, our ceiling is bowed, as you can see. But as far as that is concerned, we're going to probably just tape and use some setting compound in the corners. We're not going to use the curdy band. And then on the ceiling itself, because it's already textured, we are going to just do the silicone trick up on the top seam, because it's a pretty smooth line. We have to do some extra filling back there for that, but we don't want to have to strip down that texture and try and match it so close to the corner seams. So progress is going. Hopefully we'll get this all finished up this week, at least the drywalling portion. We have some bad weather coming in, so it's going to make it hard to get outside and do our mixing and our cutting, but we'll see. Alright, stay tuned.